Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Sara English. I'm Sarah, and I'm really happy you are here with us today.
And I'm Mike. It's great to have you here again. We hope you are comfortable, relaxed, and ready for another natural English conversation.
Today, we are talking about a very useful skill, especially for English learners. We're talking about social confidence and how to handle small talk with strangers in English.
Small talk may sound simple, but for many people it can feel difficult. You meet someone for the first time, and suddenly you do not know what to say.
You might think, what should I ask? Or what if I make a mistake? Or even, what if the other person does not want to talk?
These thoughts are completely normal. Many people feel nervous when they need to start a conversation with someone they do not know.
And when you're speaking another language, that feeling can become even stronger.
You may already feel a little shy, and then you also have to search for English words at the same time.
But here's the good news. Small talk does not need to be complicated.
You do not need interesting stories, advanced vocabulary, or perfect grammar to have a friendly conversation.
You mainly need a few simple conversation skills and the confidence to use them.
So today, we are going to practice how to start small conversations, ask simple questions, respond naturally, and keep a conversation going.
Let's begin with something very simple. Imagine you're standing in a coffee shop waiting for your drink.
There is another person standing next to you and you have never met before.
You might think that you need a special reason to talk to them.
But you do not. You can simply make a small comment about the situation.
For example, you could say, "It's really busy today."
The other person might answer, "Yes, it is. I think everyone wants coffee this morning."
Now you have a conversation.
You could continue with, "Do you come here often?"
And they might say, "Yes, I usually come here before work."
Notice how simple that conversation is.
We did not talk about politics, science, or complicated subjects. We simply talked about the place we were in.
That is one of the secrets of small talk. Start with something that you both can see or experience.
You can talk about the weather, the place, an event, food, work, travel, or something happening around you.
For example, if you were waiting for a bus, you could say, "The bus is taking a long time today."
If the other person agrees, you already have a starting point.
You could then ask, "Are you going somewhere far?" Or, "Do you usually take this bus?"
These questions are simple, but they give the other person an opportunity to speak.
And that is very important. Good small talk is not only about talking, it's also about listening.
Exactly. Some people think they need to be very interesting to have good conversations.
But you do not need to impress someone. You just need to show interest.
One of the easiest ways to show interest is to ask a follow-up question.
A follow-up question is a question connected to something the other person just said.
For example, if someone says, "I'm visiting this city for the first time," you can ask, "Oh, really? Where are you from?"
Then they might say, "I'm from Canada."
You could continue with, "Nice. How are you enjoying your trip so far?" Now the conversation feels natural because each question comes from the previous answer.
You are not trying to remember a list of questions. You are listening and responding.
This is an important skill for English learners because it takes some pressure away.
You do not need to plan the entire conversation in your head.
Just listen to the other person and choose one small detail from their answer.
Then ask about that detail.
For example, if someone says, "I work at a hospital," you could say, "Oh, that sounds interesting. What do you do there?"
If they say, "I'm a nurse," you could ask, "How long have you been working as a nurse?"
Again, the questions are not difficult.
They're simple questions that show genuine interest.
Now, let's talk about one of the biggest problems with social confidence, worrying about what other people think.
This can stop you before you even say hello.
You might think, "My English is not good enough," or "My accent sounds strange."
Or you may worry that you will say something embarrassing.
But remember, a small mistake usually does not matter as much as you think.
Most people are focused on their own conversation, their own thoughts, and their own day.
They are probably not carefully checking every grammar mistake you make.
And if you say something incorrectly, you can simply correct yourself and continue.
For example, I go there last week. I went there last week.
That is completely normal.
You do not need to stop the conversation and apologize for every small mistake.
Just correct yourself if necessary and keep going.
Another useful skill is learning how to introduce yourself.
This sounds very basic, but having a few comfortable sentences ready can make you feel much more confident.
You can say, "Hi, I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you." Then you can ask, "What's your name?"
After they answer, you can say, "Nice to meet you too." Then perhaps ask, "Where are you from?"
If they tell you their city or country, you can respond with something connected to it.
"I've always wanted to visit there."
Or, "I've heard it's a beautiful place."
You can also share something about yourself.
For example, "I'm from a small city, but I really enjoy visiting bigger cities."
This creates a balance between asking questions and sharing information.
And that balance is important because a conversation should feel like a two-way exchange.
If you only ask questions, it can start to feel like an interview.
Yes, nobody wants to feel like they are sitting in a job interview while waiting for their coffee.
Exactly. So after asking a question, give a little information about yourself, too.
If someone says, "I love traveling," you can say, "Me too. I really enjoy traveling, especially when I have time to explore a new place."
Then you can ask, "What's the best place you've visited?"
Now, the conversation has moved naturally from one idea to another.
This is how social confidence grows. You do not become confident by waiting until you feel completely ready.
You become confident by having small experiences where you speak, listen, make mistakes, and realize that everything is okay.
Every small conversation gives you a little more experience.
And slowly, saying hello to a stranger becomes less scary and more natural.
You start to realize that you don't need perfect English to connect with another person.
All right, now let's continue with another important part of social confidence, knowing what to say when the conversation becomes quiet.
Yes, that can be one of the most uncomfortable moments. You ask a question, the person answers, and suddenly you do not know what to say next.
Many English learners immediately think, "Oh no, the conversation is over."
But a short silence does not mean something went wrong. Sometimes people simply need a moment to think.
And you can always introduce a new topic with a simple question.
For example, you can ask, "What do you usually do on weekends?"
Or, "Have you been to this place before?"
Another easy topic is food. You can ask, "Have you tried the food here?"
If you are at a cafe, you can say, "What do you usually order?"
These questions are useful because food is something almost everyone can talk about.
Travel is another great small talk topic.
You can ask, "Do you like traveling?"
If they say yes, you can ask, "What's your favorite place?"
Or, "Where would you like to travel next?"
Then you can share your own answer too. "I'd love to visit Japan one day because I'm interested in the culture and food."
That is much better than asking question after question without sharing anything about yourself.
Exactly. Think of small talk as passing a ball between two people.
One person speaks, the other responds, and then the conversation comes back again.
If you always keep the ball, the other person cannot participate.
And if you never throw the ball back, the conversation becomes difficult.
So listen, respond, share something, and ask another question. This simple pattern can help you in many situations.
Now let's talk about compliments, because they can also be a friendly way to start a conversation.
You can give a simple and respectful compliment about something appropriate.
For example, "I really like your bag. Where did you get it?"
Or, "That's a nice book. Have you read it before?"
You can also compliment something connected to the situation. "This is a beautiful cafe. Have you been here before?"
The important thing is to keep the compliment natural and respectful.
You do not need to make a big statement. A simple comment is enough.
Now, what if the other person gives very short answers?
That can happen too. Maybe they are tired, busy, shy, or simply not interested in talking.
And this is something you should not take personally.
Exactly. Social confidence also means knowing when to give someone space.
If someone answers with 1 or 2 words and doesn't ask anything back, you can simply smile and say, "It was nice talking with you." Then you can continue with your day. You do not need every conversation to become a long friendship.
That is an important mindset. Small talk is simply a short moment of connection.
Sometimes you talk to someone for 2 minutes and never see them again.
And that is completely fine.
The goal is not always to make a new best friend.
The goal can simply be to practice communication, share a friendly moment, and become more comfortable around people.
Now, let's talk about one situation that many English learners find difficult: talking to someone at work.
Workplaces can create many opportunities for small talk.
You can ask a coworker, "How was your weekend?"
Or, "Did you have a busy morning?"
You can also say, "How is your day going?"
If they say, "Pretty good, just a little busy," you can respond, "I know what you mean. It's been a busy day for me too."
Then perhaps ask, "Do you have anything planned for tonight?"
These conversations are simple, but they help create friendly relationships at work.
Another common situation is meeting someone at a social event.
You might not know anyone there, and that can feel uncomfortable.
Instead of standing quietly with your phone, look around and find someone who seems open to conversation.
You can start with, "Hi, I'm Sarah. How do you know the host?"
That is a great question because you already have something in common: the event.
They might say, "I'm a friend from college."
Then you can ask, "Oh, nice. Have you known each other for a long time?"
From there, the conversation can move naturally.
You can talk about the event, the food, the location, or how you know the people there.
You do not need to prepare 10 perfect questions before going.
In fact, preparing too much can sometimes make you more nervous.
It is better to remember a few simple conversation starters and then listen carefully.
Let's practice some useful starters now.
Sure, you can say, "Hi, how's your day going?"
Is this your first time here?
"Is this your first time here?"
How do you know everyone here?
"What do you usually do on weekends?"
Have you tried this place before?
"What do you think of the event?"
Are you from around here?
These questions are simple enough for everyday English learners.
And once you feel comfortable with them, you can create your own questions. Another useful skill is learning how to end a conversation politely.
This is important because sometimes people stay in conversations simply because they do not know how to leave.
You can say, "It was really nice talking to you."
Or, "I enjoyed talking with you."
You can also say, "I'm going to grab a coffee, but it was nice meeting you."
Or, "I should get going, but it was great talking to you."
These expressions make it easy to leave without making the situation uncomfortable.
And remember, ending a conversation does not mean you failed.
Sometimes a short conversation is exactly what you need.
The more small conversations you have, the more comfortable you become with starting, continuing, and ending them naturally.
Now, let's focus on something that can make a big difference in social confidence: the way you think before and during a conversation.
Yes. Sometimes the biggest problem is not our English, it is the story we tell ourselves about what might happen.
You might think, "They will think my English is bad," or "I will probably say something stupid."
But you cannot know what another person is thinking.
So instead of trying to control their opinion, focus on what you can control.
You can control your attitude, your effort, your listening, and the way you respond.
You can also remind yourself that the other person is human too.
They may also feel nervous when meeting new people.
They may be thinking, "I hope I make a good impression."
So you are not the only person who feels a little uncomfortable.
One simple way to become more confident is to stop expecting every conversation to be perfect.
Some conversations will be interesting, some will be short, some may feel a little awkward.
And that is completely normal.
Social confidence does not mean that you never feel nervous.
It means you can feel nervous and still take action.
That is a very important difference.
You might feel nervous before saying hello, but you say hello anyway.
You might forget a word, but you explain it another way.
You might make a grammar mistake, but you continue speaking.
Every time you do that, you teach yourself, I can handle this.
And that feeling becomes stronger with practice.
Let's imagine another real situation. You are sitting next to someone on a train and you want to practice your English.
You could start by saying, "Excuse me, is this seat taken?"
They say, no, go ahead.
You sit down, and after a moment, you could say, "It's a beautiful day today."
They might answer, yes, it really is.
Then you could ask, "Are you going far?"
They might say, about 2 hours.
You can respond, "Oh, that's quite a long trip. Are you going for work or for a holiday?"
Now you have a simple conversation.
You did not need advanced English, you just used the situation around you.
This is one of the best ways to practice small talk because the topic is already there.
Another useful technique is to notice something and make a friendly comment.
For example, if someone is reading a book, you could say, that looks interesting. Is it good?
If someone has a camera, you could say, "Do you enjoy photography?"
If you are waiting in a long line, you could say, I think we're going to be here for a while.
And the other person might laugh and say, "I think so too."
Suddenly, you have created a small connection.
That is what small talk is really about.
It is not about having impressive conversations.
It's about creating a comfortable moment between two people.
And sometimes that small moment can lead to a much longer conversation.
Now, let's talk about body language, because communication is not only about words.
When you speak to someone, try to look friendly and relaxed.
A small smile can make a big difference.
You do not need to smile constantly, just show that you are comfortable and open to conversation.
Try not to look at your phone every few seconds while someone is talking.
Listening with attention shows respect.
You can also use small responses like, "Really? Oh, nice. That sounds interesting."
These little expressions show that you are following the conversation.
And they give the other person encouragement to continue speaking.
Another important point is not to worry too much about your accent.
Everyone has an accent.
The goal is not to erase your accent. The goal is to speak clearly enough for other people to understand you.
Your accent is part of your voice, and having an accent does not mean your English is bad.
Focus on clear pronunciation, natural rhythm, and speaking with confidence.
Now, if you want to improve your social confidence, you can create a small daily challenge.
Start with one small interaction every day.
Say hello to a coworker you normally do not talk to.
Ask someone a simple question.
Make a friendly comment at a cafe or shop.
Ask a classmate about their weekend.
Or simply practice a short conversation with another English learner.
At the end of the day, think about what happened.
Ask yourself, what did I do well?
Not only what mistakes did I make.
This is important because your brain needs to notice your progress.
Maybe you started a conversation even though you felt nervous.
Maybe you asked a follow-up question.
Maybe you understood someone more easily than before.
Those are all signs of progress.
And if a conversation does not go well, do not judge yourself too harshly.
One awkward conversation does not mean you are bad at English or bad at social situations.
It is simply one experience.
Learn from it, smile, and try again.
The next conversation may be much easier.
Before we finish, let's review the most important ideas from today.
Start with simple topics that you both can talk about.
Ask open and easy questions.
Listen carefully and use follow-up questions.
Share information about yourself instead of only asking questions.
Do not worry about making small grammar mistakes.
Learn how to start and end conversations politely.
Respect people who do not want to talk.
Use your surroundings to find conversation topics.
And most importantly, practice regularly.
Remember, social confidence is not something you suddenly receive one morning.
It grows through small experiences.
One hello.
One question,
One short conversation.
and then another one.
Every interaction teaches you something.
Slowly, you become less afraid of strangers and more comfortable using English.
So, the next time you see someone new, don't think, I need to have an amazing conversation.
Just think, I can say hello and see what happens.
That simple change in your mindset can make a big difference.
And if the conversation lasts only 1 minute, that's okay.
You still practiced.
If it lasts 20 minutes, that's great too.
The important thing is that you gave yourself a chance.
If you want, write in the comments about a situation where you feel nervous speaking to strangers in English.
You can write, I feel nervous when, and complete the sentence with your own experience.
Reading other learners' comments can also remind you that you are not alone.
We're all learning, practicing, making mistakes, and becoming more confident step by step.
So take a deep breath, smile, and remember that you do not need perfect English to start a conversation.
You only need a few simple words and the courage to use them.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
Keep practicing your English, keep talking to people, and give yourself permission to make mistakes.
Stay confident, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next episode of Talk Sara English.